Hey, welcome back, Binder and Unreal Adventure fans, for another episode of building Heinous the Adventurall, our project for 2026 Unreal Adventure. Got some more work done in the past week. It's April 30th today. Got exactly 130 days before check-in day of Unreal Adventure. So 130 days to finish this shell and all the suspension underneath. There's still just so much to do. Welding, wiring, plumbing, fabricating, thinking, doing. Oh my God, I don't even want to think about it. I have to, but I don't. But anyways, first of all, let's go over what we've done. And from the start, you can see a snorkel is on there. Pretty sure that that's how I'm going to have it when it's all done. I had like a piece of cardboard in there earlier as a windshield, or just using a piece of steel. So it should clear everything. And I was thinking about, like, it's such a mile away from both the A-pillar and the roof. It's like, if I weld that thing up, those two little connections there, I may just, that's it, leave it free floating. And it's pretty stout, you know. I mean, I'd have to whack that thing pretty hard to disgruntle it. But anyways, that's the snorkel. I was happy to get that finished. And the other thing I'm happy to get finished is under the hood as the air cleaner. That's where we left off last week. So let me pop open the hood and show you what I figured out underneath there. All right, so there it is. Ended up, like I said, my original plan was to have the air cleaner, the K&N air cleaner, over here and going, you know, into the snorkel. But once I mocked up the compressor, I realized I just wasn't going to have the room to do that. So scratched my head, and with the air hat that I had, in the end, it's too long. So I went back to my old school. I didn't say went back to my old school. I put one of these on the Patriot Scout because I ran into the same issue with this. It's just from here to here, it's just about 2 inches longer than the K&N one. That's a pricey little unit. That little sucker right there was over $300, but it's what I needed and what made it work, so where I could, you know, have a 90, have the air cleaner, and it's up against the firewall, so it just opens up the whole engine compartment instead of having this big old bulky thing right in your face. So, you know, little 90 degree that I just trimmed off a little bit to give a little bit more than 90, and man, I'm good to go. I still have to mount the air cleaner to the firewall, but I'm gonna wait till I get the hood off. I just didn't want to have to fight myself lifting this hood off by myself. So when it's convenient, I'll get that off, get some flat strap and make some brackets for that. But I'd say I'd almost consider that a done. I mean, I'm pretty, so like I said, shouldn't take me more than an hour to fab up some brackets, weld it, and get that on there. And best part is the air cleaner is on the body, like where I talked about last episode of having it on top of the shock tower, and that would have, like, you know, man, a fluctuation between the body, the shock tower, and the engine. Now it's just body to engine. So yeah, pretty stoked to have that done. And since we're up front, I'll show you what else I trimmed while I was up here. So I actually trimmed the fenders and got almost 3 inches of more wheel well clearance in here. Basically cut out a strip of metal, cut out the piece, welded it back on, welded in a little filler piece here, and sanded it down. And man, you know, piss on it a little bit and get it a little rusty, and you'd hardly be able to know that I'd even done that. So pretty stoked. Still not sure 100% if this is all the clearancing I'm going to need, but it's a good start. And I'll know, like, once it's running and stuff, if I've got to turn around and, you know, maybe trim the corner some more to clearance that. But until I get it driving and flexed up on a rock, I won't know. But till then, this should do. And yeah, happy about that. Next up, let's go to the back where I've got some other things done. Here in the rear of the Travelall, got quite a few things done. For one, last episode, we talked about the filler neck and how I had to go and have some pipes, you know, stretched and fit and formed. But anyways, it's all done. Got the filler installed. I've got a breather tube that comes down, goes all the way across along with the filler and straight into the tank. So the only final really plumbing I need to do on that is the fuel lines, and then wire up a sending unit and fuel pump. So pretty cool to put a check mark next to that project. Other thing you'll notice is, hey, this is the first time this thing's sitting on its own weight. I finally, yesterday, I had to take tires off to do what I'm about to talk about next. And I figured, like, man, well, I've got these things. Let me get these coils, you know, fully underneath here, and let me see what it's going to start to look like. And that's where we're sitting now. Now, I still have easily, without a doubt, at least 1,000 more pounds to add in the back of this, probably maybe 12 to 1,500 by the time you add fuel, spare tire, glass, tailgate, on and on and on. Lots of stuff. So this thing's going to squat quite a bit more, and I think it's going to end up right where I want it. If I did the math right, it came out, I don't know, my number was 136, and I don't remember what that means. I'd have to go back and research it again. But in a nutshell, where I'm at, I'm pretty happy that it's still a little bit nose down. So as we add weight, this will compress. Actually, once we add more weight up front, that'll compress. It should just settle in like that low wide look I'm totally after. So anyways, pretty stoked to have the coils on the Skyjacker coilovers on there and to see where the final weight is. So the other thing I've been working on last couple days is, first of all, I extended the back of the frame. The frame technically ends like, man, about a foot back from the back here. And, I was like, man, how am I going to hook up a bumper to it? So I ended up getting some 1/4-inch plate, cutting it, bending it, got 3 pieces here, building a channel basically. And it's all 1/4-inch. It's fully stout. Totally stoked about it. And once it was here and it was actually sticking out of the frame a few inches, and I got my old, I know this is a rusty piece of steel, decided like, oh man, I need, I thought I had steel at the shop. I wasn't sure what size I was going to use. I was kind of thinking 2x6, but I didn't have any. Called all over every source we had in the area, and one guy had this rusty piece for $40. It's even got a big dent in it on the other side that I didn't notice till I got home. But anyways, that's why you see the seam on the outside. Us builders are like, we're little details like that. You always put the seam on the inside, but kind of was forced out on this because of this dent over here. But either way, I'm pretty stoked. 2x6, it's really stout. Got some 3/8 thick brackets on the end of my frame extension. So the bumper is going to be a bolt-on unit, along with the corner guards I came up with. As it's really obvious, this Travelall has a lot of ass hanging over it, and it's a very vulnerable area here as you come up over rocks. So I needed some protection. I did the same thing on Patriot Scout. I used 1 1/4 on Patriot Scout. This is 1.5 DOM, and I did total of 4 pieces on each corner and attached this piece right here up over to the frame. And I'm going to whack it right there. I still got to add some oval mounting plates to it to make it completely bolt off. Right now, I actually couldn't take the bumper off if I wanted to. But I'm stoked that's on there. Still got to get some D-ring mounts on here. Got a trailer hitch coupler to put in here. And what else? Oh, and we're going to cut out some, probably some cutouts here for the exhaust system, I think, is what I'm going to do. So with that said, I got you all caught up on what I've done in the last week. Let me get some earplugs in, safety glasses on, and get this thing up in the air and get to work. All right, next couple things I want to do, kind of like I said, mostly finish up on this bumper, is I still don't know where I want to put this thing yet. With the hole being where it's at, it's right at like 2 inches. So if I try to, ideally I'd want to French it into this thing would be great. But then I don't know, you wouldn't be able to get a pin in it. So the other thought was still like cutting it in there and then putting a piece of tubing out here. But man, I am trying to keep this thing flat. If I add another tube, that's just making the truck even bigger. So I gotta make some decisions there, and then I also need to decide what I'm gonna do over here for my tailpipes. You usually got to make it on this side first because, as you notice, underneath of this truck is different from left to right. It's, flat floor over on this side, and I got a big hole over here where the spare used to go, which drops it way down. So if I can build something to this side, I know I can mimic it there. So I think let me get this truck, I kind of brought it back down. Let me get it back up a little bit. my cathedrals are done. Now, I think I'm gonna get some flat strap now and bend up a loop-de-doo for this. Well, that probably took like 2 minutes on camera, you know, that you're gonna see, but sweating like an hour and a half, 2 hours later for 2 freaking arches. Hoping it was gonna be super easy on my bender over there, but that's what I get for thinking. All right, I gotta make a decision on this hitch now. Let me bring this thing back down and see what I'm gonna do. Okay, I've got center. Now what? I don't freaking know. Should I just French this thing in a little bit? If I French it in halfway or a little bit, I could throw some 45s. I don't know, man. It's going to be like my grind point. I could just go like in there and just leave it sticking out. I don't know. Crap. Yeah, I think Frenched in at the bottom is probably the best look. Lose a hair of ground clearance back here, but they do make these hook thingies that come out of here and act like a little skidder. I could put a plow, you know. I am a tractor. Could do some plowing with this. Yeah, I think that was the right call, adding that like that. I'll probably add another couple more gussets to it for strength. And I'm still going to be adding some D-ring mounts that have to go through the tube. Zaid was telling me yesterday that we've got a couple at the shop, so I'll get those over here, get those in, and then I got to cut and make the bumper still removable. I like the way it's going. I think I'm gonna take a break, go get something to eat, kick Joe out of here, and come back and figure out what I'm gonna do next on this thing and just keep on chugging along. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends. And don't forget, I said it's about 130 days out from UA 2026. They have yet to pick participants. So get your application in. Go to the Unreal, I think -adventure.com or Unreal_adventure.com, something like that, and go in there and get your application in. Get a video of you, your truck, your life story, everything in between, and hopefully we'll see you on UA in September at the unknown start. We don't know yet. We'll find out where we're going. All right. Till then, catch you later. Oh God.